Welcome. Good morning to those of you live and welcome to practice. For this practice I'm going to be using a resistance band, which could also be a pair of tights or something with a bit of give in it. And I may or may not get around to using a weight, a light weight, which if you don't have one could be a tin of food or something that you can hold easily in your hand without the risk of dropping it. That has extra weight to it. The reason we want to use weight is it's only when we add load to the body that we can help build bone density, that we can help begin to develop tone in the body. So often we're using the body itself as the weight, and then other times we want to add a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to have the resistance band and, what am I trying to say, weight to hand, but we're just going to come and land together and arrive together in practice. So let's just start by having that little morning bounce. And the morning bounce is like a little wake up for the tissues. So I'm just bouncing my heels, have a little wriggle. I'm going to begin to just sort of bounce and I don't know what word you'd use for this. Flat, wave, jiggle my arms. Get a little bit loose and free through the tissues. And maybe you want to take a little shake up towards the sky. And down towards the ground. And I'm going to have a little flick. I feel like I'm doing a little rumba with my shoulders. And then let's come and find a sort of, from that movement place into a still place. So I'm going to really look at my feet. Spread the toes as best you can on the ground. Really almost to see the mat, if possible, between the toes. Bring my hands onto my pelvis and just have a sense of how my pelvis has organised itself this morning, so that we can begin to recognise our kind of tendencies of whether we overtuck or overarch, and just find this place of space through the lumbar. I'm going to roll my shoulders. Again, just looking for a sense of length through the spine, spaciousness through the shoulders and through the chest. And then maybe a little movement into the head, so that you can begin to find that place where the head is really neutral, stacked over this incredible spine, weight spreading through the pelvis evenly, maybe down through the feet. I'm going to rub my hands together. And in an offering of welcome to myself and to my body, I'm going to bring my hands onto my body. This morning I'm choosing to bring my hands onto my chest. Open or closed eyes as we just take a few breaths. Really tuning in to that breath out, letting all your attention kind of hone in this moment onto that breath out. And 3/4 of the way through that breath out, maybe feeling that natural softening back of belly toward the spine, that gathering in and up. So it doesn't have to be forced, but just comes through the breath. And maybe also imagining at that point a slight lift from the base of the pelvis towards the belly. And again, it's not something we have to force or really engage into, but just see if we can feel a semblance of that. And if not, we can really begin to imagine it happening. So taking 2 or 3 more breaths in that way, just imagining the breath 3/4 of the way through that breath out. Front of the body softening back, base of the body gathering in and up. And then totally releasing on the inhale. Make this your last breath in that way. And then feel free as you release the hands, release the head, soften the knees, take a little swing of the head from side to side. The eyes open, come back to center. Round the shoulders, rest the head, round the spine, loose through the arms. Let's take a little forward fold. Let's come down towards the ground. Take a breath in your forward fold. Really soften the knees, maybe walk the legs a little bit. Keep these opening movements super fluid and free. With space between the feet, soft knees, press through the feet and roll up. And as you come up, let the arms become an extension of that opening, reaching up towards the sky. Wide with the arms, soft in the knees, bring the hands in towards the body, rounding again, and we'll just take 2 more of those little curls down towards the ground. Take a moment, take a breath, have a little bounce, do whatever feels explorative and opening through the back of the legs and the spine. But we're not looking to force. As we come up, the arms become a kind of extension of that opening, and then gathering back in one more time, just to really, as if you're kind of awakening to the world through the front and back body, and maybe just getting a little bit of energy in towards the head with that inversion. Yeah, next time you come down, you're going to pick up your band. And you're going to take the band in between the hands, arms wider than the shoulders, so that as you curl and come up, you're going to take the band above the head and stretch the band between the arms, a little space between the feet, and imagining, if you're not holding the band, that you're stretching it, pulling the band out to the side, and then resisting the pull, releasing the pull, and then pulling the band out to the side, and again just letting that band release and sort of find its natural shape till the arms come back together. So pulling and releasing, and we don't need to take the band right behind the head. Yeah, we're just finding that pull through the arms, and then this time find a comfortable pull out to the side. If I turn to the side, I'm then going to take the band behind the body. Take it nice and slow. Bend the elbows if that supports the shape. Soften the knees, bringing the band towards the bottom. And then bringing the band slowly and gradually all the way up. When it's above the head, again, taking that stretch to the side, just pulling the band to the side. We'll take 3 of those. Finding that breath. 1 more of these. Pulling the band to the side, and then with that sort of enough stretch that you need to begin to take the band behind you, bring it towards the bottom, but working with the shoulder in a way that feels available and comfortable, bringing the band all the way back up. We'll take that 1 more time. 3 little stretches with the band just above the top of the head. Oh, I seem to have frozen there for a moment, apologies. And then on the 3rd stretch, bringing the band behind you down towards the bottom, so that we're really working to mobilise through that shoulder. Wonderful, bringing the band all the way back up. And then let's bring the band behind the head and in line with the shoulders as best we can, and then bring the band onto the back itself, onto the upper back itself. Soft in the knees. Let's take a rounding through the upper spine and bring the hands together in front of the chest. So we're rounding through the upper spine. I've tucked my tailbone, and then I'm going to take my arms out to the side and open my chest and look up towards the sky. And I'm going to do that a few times. I'm going to round my back, really try to round my tailbone, round my lower back, round my upper back, rest my head, bring the hands together. And then opening the arms in line with the shoulders, almost leaning back into the belt as I look towards the sky. Just taking that a few times, just finding that rhythm and feeling that breath. And again, if the band isn't working for you, you can always release it and just imagine moving the body through these shapes with resistance. We'll make this our last one. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the side. We're going to breathe in and reach the arms up. At this point, I'm coming towards the top of my mat. And as we breathe out, I'm going to soften my knees and bring my arms forward. If it's too much with the hands in front of you, bring the hands onto your hips. And just come down with the hands and slip the belt just under the soles of the feet while we're here. Slipping the belt band under the soles of the feet, feet hip distance. Let's come back into our forward fold, soft knees. Bring the fingertips onto the floor. Walk the fingertips away from the toes, so you can really bend the knees as much as you need to. As you walk the fingertips forward and then shift the weight back into your heels. And get a sense of the pelvis being lifted back and up. So there's a sense of the back becoming super long. Soft in the knees. You can press through the feet if that helps to support you. If that's too much sensation, then just resting belly on thigh. Couple of breaths, feeling that length. And then slide the hands in towards the feet. And let's take hold of the band. Let's take hold of the band. And we're going to just hold the band in the wrists, in the palms rather. Elbows facing up towards the sky. As we breathe in, we're going to press through the feet. We're going to lift the chest parallel to the ground. And we're going to pull the band up towards our armpits. So we're going to create this shape as best we can. So we're going to bring the chest parallel to the ground, keeping that bottom moving out behind us. And then as we relax, we come back down towards the ground. So we're going to breathe in, press through the feet, pull the band up to the armpits, lengthen the spine, and then come down and release. A couple of times. If you want to make it a little bit trickier, a little bit harder for yourself this morning, don't come back down with the spine. Keep the spine where it is and just begin to draw the band up towards the chest without lowering the chest. And we're looking for as much length as we can find along the spine as we do this. Just a couple more. So we're looking for the spine to have this sense of length. So we're using the muscles of the back to keep that length as we use the muscles, particularly the arms, to draw the band up. One more little lift with the band. And then let the band rest. Take a forward fold. Come all the way down. And let's step that right foot back. Let's step the right foot all the way back and come into our lunge. And take a nice long stride in your lunge. And just take a few moments just to feel the sensations that are becoming available through the body. So the front knee is roughly over the ankle. We're resting the pelvis into the air. The back heel is moving away from the body as the crown of the head moves forward. Yeah. And then from here, let's just bring the hands onto the front leg. And let's feel as if we can use the hands on the body as we need to lift the chest to come up and come up. Let's reach the arms up towards the sky. Take them nice and wide again as we did in the beginning, just resting the shoulders, spreading the fingers, taking a little balance here, finding that breath. Back heel sinking toward the ground, front knee bent. And then let's bring ourselves slowly and gradually down and back into that lunge. And we're going to take that twice more. So we're really going to power up the legs. We're going to press through the feet, coming up super nice and slow, feeling the weight of the chest as you come up, coming back over the pelvis, arms reaching up towards the sky. And then find that softness in the face as you feel that strength through the legs. And again, super nice and slow. We're going to come down. If that's enough for you, just resting there. Otherwise, finding the lunge, we're going to take that one more time. Really press down through the feet. Use the hands on the legs for support. If you need to, bring the weight of the chest and shoulders over the pelvis. And reach the arms. And take a really joyous breath. Sense that you're really opening to a sensation of joy, a memory, an image, a color of joy here. And then let's bring the hands down. Maybe even if the sensation you're feeling is anything but joy at that moment. Drop the back knee. Bring the top of the foot towards the floor. And we're going to walk the hands back a little bit towards the back knee. So we're going to sink the weight of the pelvis back and down. And we're just going to see what this leg wants to do. Maybe the knee can straighten a little bit. Maybe the front toes will lift up off the floor. You may wish to use the supports around you. And just see if you can begin to find some sense of length through the back of this long leg. So we can lift the toes up a little. We could draw the hip back. And then we're looking for that long spine, soft through the shoulders. A sense of lengthening tailbone to the crown of the head. And then let's come forward. Let's plant that left foot back into the lunge. Make sure you're super happy on the back knee. And I'm going to bring my back knee in a little bit so that I'm more steady. And we're going to come back to the band. So I'm going to take hold of the band, either side of that front foot. And as I breathe in, same as before, I'm going to come up to a kind of parallel position as best I can, floating my chest over the front thigh, bringing the wrist up into the armpits. And then coming down and just taking that move a few times. Moving with the breath. Twice more, keeping the elbows super close towards the body as you pull the wrists up. Make this your last one. Good, and then release the band from under the foot. Press down through the foot and through the back knee, back foot to bring the chest up. And let's take the band a little wider than the shoulders again, over the head. And let's take 3 little pulls going wide with the band over the head. Finding the breath, just stretching the band between the hands. And one more little pull. And then let's see how the shoulders feel. We can soften the elbows, about bringing the band behind us towards the bottom. And then back up. And notice we're moving as slowly as we can. When we come back up, 3 little pulls. One last little pull. Brilliant. This time we're going to bring the band down in line with the shoulders, but the band is behind us. And then wrap the band around the shoulders and round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Rest the head, so same as we did when we were standing. Wrists, palms come together. Breathing in, finding your balance, staying with the breath, opening the chest. Maybe even using the band as a little bit of support to help feel some lift and length through the spine, leading towards a very gentle little back bend, really in that upper back. And one last time. And then let's come back and up. Yeah, let's take that band all the way up towards the sky and bring it down and just place it towards the top of the mat now. Bring the hands onto the floor. We're going to step back into our down face dog through our lunge. So we'll raise the back knee off the floor, plant the hands, lift the bottom and bring that left foot back. Take the feet nice and wide. Have a little wriggle. Have a little stretch, see how it feels. We're going to come over into plank pose. The knees can drop at any time. And as you come into plank, travel on that breath out. 3/4 of the way through that breath out, feel that sensation of the front body softening towards the spine. Lower pelvis rising towards the belly. And as you breathe, keep an idea of that connection. One more breath. And then let's drop the knees and take it back into child for a moment. Let the head and the elbows rest as they would like, shoulders rest. Get support for the head or the bottom. That will bring greater comfort to your resting. And just return attention to the breath. One more breath here. And let Then when you feel ready, you may need a few more breaths here. Bringing the chest up, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, making sure there's lots of space through the chest, through the shoulders. We come through into our little back bend. We're resting the pelvis in the sky, pressing down through the hands, or in the air I should say, and keeping that sense of opening through the front body. And then we're going to round the spine. Oh, I've frozen again. Round the spine. And as we round the spine, pelvis comes back towards tucked toes. And just take yourself up really nice and slowly up into your down dog again. Up into your down dog. This time we're going to step the right foot forward between the hands, so you can do it as you would like. Bringing that right foot to the top of the mat. And I'm going to take the band at this point and slip it underneath the right foot. So you may need to drop your left knee down for that to happen. And let's find that lunge to start. Let's find that length through the body, that sinking of the pelvis. And this sense of the front of the body getting quite long, getting enough space. Oh. The internet connection's gone.
Recording in progress.
I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. My internet just went. I'm sorry about that. Let me just quickly change it. That one must be dropping out. Let's try this one. Oh, I think that one might be better. Apologies. Right. Back to the lunge. Right foot forward. Long through the back leg. Let's press through the back foot. Balancing through the body. Coming up nice and slow. Bringing the chest up over the pelvis. Reaching the arms out nice and wide, soft in the face, breathing easy. Maybe remembering that colour or that image of joy. We're going to come up twice more. We're going to slowly move the hands back down towards the floor. Let's do that again. Press through the feet. Use the hands on the body for support if you need to as you bring the chest back over the pelvis. And reach the arms up. And then again, slow and steady. Slow and steady. One more time. Up we come.
Ellen, I can't hear you. I don't know about other people, but I haven't got audio.
Oh, sorry, Fiona, I don't know why. Oh no, you're absolutely right, because I got cut out. Thank you for telling me. It was so small, I couldn't see it. Oh, apologies. Thank you, Fiona. So, we're doing the same. Sorry about the internet as well. I don't know what's going on there. We're doing the same on this right leg. So if you've already done it a couple of times with me, without me, my voice, feel free to have a rest or just do it. Let's do it one more time together. Right leg forward, pressing down through the feet, lifting the chest towards or over the pelvis, reaching the arms, soft through the face. Imagining that you're holding this colour or this memory of joy as you open the arms. And then let's bring the hands all the way down. Let's rest this right leg. Let's let the left knee find the ground. You may want to bring it in a bit closer. You may want to support it. With the band under the right foot, again, we're going to take some pulls, 5 little pulls of band toward the armpit, keeping the elbows super close to the body. And as we pull up, we're looking to lengthen the spine. So we're looking to float the chest parallel to that front thigh. And we're looking to find as much length as we can. Yeah. And the next one's going to be your last one here. Brilliant. And then let's take the band out from under the foot. Refine the lunge, take the band between the hands, press down through your connection to the ground as you bring the shoulders over the pelvis. 3 little stretches above the head. Stretching the band between the hands. On the third one, keeping that little stretch, bringing the arm back behind you towards your bottom. And then we're going to take it all the way up, nice and slow. And then we're going to bring it in line with the shoulders behind the body so that we can bring the band actually against the back, the upper back, the shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone round the spine and bring the hands together in front of the body. And I find that I breathe in as I take the arms wide, take a little back bend, little lift face to sky. Breathing out, connecting with that softening of front body toward back body, base of the pelvis towards the belly. Make this your last one. And then let's take the band all the way back up, without knocking my poster off. Bring it down to the earth and release the band. Let's come up into lunge if that suits you. So I'm going to raise the left knee, back into dog. Have a little wriggle, a shake, whatever works. Come through into plank, coming through on that breath out. Shoulders broad, space between the shoulder blades. Take a couple of breaths, drop the knees at any time. And then drop the knees when you feel ready. Bring the back of the pelvis towards the feet. We move towards child again, supporting the head and the bottom as necessary. And come back to your resting breath. We're going to take an option here just to continue to rest in child if that works for you. Otherwise, there's the option of using pigeon pose as our resting shape as well, but also to just bring a little bit of relief maybe to the buttocks that we've worked a little bit this morning. So if you don't want to stay in child, you can follow on with me. So I'm going to bring my shoulders over my wrists. My right knee comes forward. And the right foot just slips in front of the left knee. You might want to sit onto a cushion here and then resting the pelvis towards the ground. Coming onto the forearms. Maybe coming closer to the ground or resting the chest, the head onto another support. But there should be no pain in that front knee. And just take a few breaths, just resting into the ground. Swapping sides when you're ready, if you're working in pigeon. Just moving nice and gradually. Come back to all fours. Left knee coming forward, left foot in front of the right knee. Sliding the right leg away, choosing to sit onto something underneath the left buttock if that's more comfortable. To choose a different shape if this doesn't work for you at all. And then coming towards the ground. And the elbows, or maybe closer to the ground with the chest. Just feeling the ground, whatever shape you're in. And then transitioning out of pigeon, back to all fours. Moving back towards child for one last time. Before walking the hands in, and then from child, If kneeling is available, we'll come up to sit. Otherwise, you could just sit however you like. And just to close session this morning together, and just to say sorry about my lively internet. With those of you practicing live, thank you very much. And I'll see you on, what day is it? Tuesday, see you on Thursday. Yeah, super. Take care. Bye. Bye.